Broadcast has been set. Broadcast has been set.
All right. Okay. Okay, so the time is now 3:37. I would like to call to order the November 11th, 2021 Ad Hoc Hiring Committee meeting. So welcome everyone. My name is Shayla Adams Stafford, and I am the District 4 representative of the Prince George's County Board of Education. Thank you to everyone for being here this afternoon. At this time, I'd like to ask the committee members to introduce themselves.
I'll start. I'm Board Member Belinda Queen, District 6.
Hi, everyone. Board Member Joshua Thomas, District 2.
Edward Burrows, District 8.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. So may I have a motion to approve the November 11th, 2021 meeting agenda?
So moved.
I'll second the motion to approve the 2021 meeting agenda.
Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, the agenda is approved. So we're going to enter into discussion 2.1. Today we'll be having a discussion about the hiring of board office staff. So we'll begin with that discussion.
And I want to note that you have to elect the chair of the committee.
Yes.
That first
Yeah,
off.
I had my hand raised.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't recognize you. Go ahead, Board Member Thomas.
That's okay. So yeah, in absence of an appointed committee chair and pursuant to board policy 1318, I will call the meeting. Sorry. I would like to nominate Shayla Adams Stafford to chair this committee.
Second. And also I called the question.
Okay.
Brandon, if you can call the roll.
Ms. Denise is staffing this meeting. Ms. Ellis,
Oh, I'm
you
sorry.
call the roll.
I don't think Ms. Ellis is here.
I'm
Yeah,
here. Yeah, it's taking a little while. My network connection is not that good here.
That's a-
Top. Okay, Mrs. Adams Stafford.
Aye.
Mr. Burrows,
Aye.
Mrs. Queen,
Aye.
Mr. Thomas,
Aye.
Dr. Miller.
I don't know if she's there. I see her on, but we haven't been hearing her. I don't think we can hear her, so she has.
Hi, Dr. Miller, we can't hear you.
I think she's trying to adjust her computer and get it set.
Yeah, I see her.
We can see you here and there, but we can't hear anything you're saying.
Okay, she's logging on by audio.
Okay.
Okay. Ms. Ellis, have we received sufficient amount of votes for the motion to pass?
We received 4, yes, and there's one, Dr. Miller, with technical
I
difficulties.
still abstain because I'm getting in late.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, thank
There
you.
we go.
Thank you, Dr. Miller. Okay. All right. Thank you. So I think so now as chair, so I'd like to make a motion to have all of the resumes for all of the board office positions forwarded by the CEO to our ad hoc committee by close of business on Friday.
Second.
Question.
Yes, go ahead, Ms. Queen.
So that's all the resumes that was already submitted for these positions?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And so I guess we can go ahead and take the vote here.
Yes.
Okay, so I just made the motion. Can I have a second?
Josh already second.
Oh, okay. So all in favor?
Aye.
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 Three. Any others?
They ain't not in favor.
Okay.
Any nays? That's to say, any nays? No, no. Any abstentions?
I abstain.
Okay. I thank you, Dr. Miller. Okay, so I think the last part here, I don't think we need a vote, but I think the next date for us to meet would be this upcoming Tuesday. We can determine that time. But once we receive all of those resumes, this ad hoc committee should spend the weekend going through those resumes so that when we meet on Tuesday, we can start to narrow those down. We'll meet in closed session, and then we can make those recommendations to the full board. So I wanted to just see if folks were available on Tuesday for a meeting. Go ahead, Ms. Queen.
I just have a question. I know one of the biggest things have been with the board as a whole. And I think with every board member was to get a chief of staff. And so in us doing that, I know you asked to pull the resumes, so we're pulling resumes for the ones that was already interviewed, or we be pulling every resume. So I'm just curious how we're gonna go about doing them position, because it was people who was already interviewed for the chief of staff position.
Yeah, I think that our plan is to look at all, because I think that one of the issues was that, you know, by the time it got to the board hadn't had an opportunity. Well, the committee was created out of order, and we were not able to see all of the resumes initially that came in. And so the goal is that we'll have an opportunity to see all of the resumes that came in for that chief of staff position, review them independently, and then as a collective, take a look at those resumes and then determine what we as a hiring committee would like to forward towards the board.
Okay, and so my next question would be so if for some reason after looking through all of them and we find, I think it may have been 2 or 3 candidates that was interviewed, or maybe 4, whatever, I don't even know who the ad hoc committee interviewed, and then it was selected by, if we pick them same ones that have already been interviewed, because they have already been interviewed. I'm just curious how we're gonna handle that interview, because the fact that these candidates have already been selected and interviewed. So I'm just trying to get clarification on where are we going with this. If we find out as a new ad hoc committee that these are some of the same top candidates, and we narrow it down, how are we gonna go about doing it? Are we gonna interview them all again?
Yeah, I think that because the initial sort of process did not go through the proper protocol, I think that we would still follow the protocol that is outlined for hiring. And I think really part of what this committee should also think about on when we meet is, developing a hiring process and protocol for the board office. That's part of why there is so much variance and discrepancy. And so I would say that I think that when we meet on Tuesday, after we've had a chance to review everything, I think we should, determine at that point how we'll best proceed from there in terms
I know
of.
Dr. Miller has her hand up, but just one other thing. That's not our direction. That actually, I think our goal should really be just to make sure that we get the positions that need to be filled from the chief of staff. And since we voted at the last meeting that every board will be on equal levels when it comes to a board, so I think the board as a whole need to discuss the other thing. I was just asking for the process because I just wanted clarification. I have no problem with us doing it all over again. It's just that as a candidate, I believe, and sometimes, when it comes to me, you guys, I always put myself in people's shoes. If I was the person who applied for that position, and if I was the candidate, and then I had interviewed, and now it's coming back to me again. And so I'm just, wondering, will we lose a good candidate because of this? So I just want us to, think about the process that we're going through now. Is it possible that we may lose a good candidate who may have been perfect for that, because we have to go through this process of interviewing them and again. So as we think about this process, I just think it should be something just a little different. I don't think it should be sort of the same, because then to that candidate, it may be like, well, okay, well, this is what I've already done. So if we're
Right.
doing it again and we're doing it again for a reason, then it have to be a much better process. And I don't know how you make it better. I'm not gonna lie. I just,
Yeah, I agree with
as
you.
a person who's coming back as a candidate. Thank you for my time. I know my time is up. Dr. Miller has her hand up.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank
Am
you.
I being
And I'll say
recognized?
just one more. I just wanted to respond to Board Member Queen. I completely agree with you. I think for those that have already gone through the interview process, it would certainly be redundant for them to have to go through that again. And so I think that's something that we should definitely tackle when we meet on Tuesday. But we definitely don't want to penalize them for the fault of the board for not following the proper protocol the first time. So we do need to consider how we would definitely, if those candidates come up again, think about how that process may look for them. Dr. Miller, you had your hand up?
Yes, since this meeting is being recorded and for the record, you keep mentioning that the proper protocol was not followed. And that is misinformation to the public and to this board. The proper protocol was adhered to. The chair, by the direction of the board in our discussions, indicating that we needed to move forward with the process of hiring a chief of staff, was followed and expedited through HR as the process requires. So for you, Madam Chair, to continually state that it was improper, I want for the record for you to clarify what you mean by did not follow proper protocol, because according to our policies, we did, that committee did, and it was the group, this majority voting group that decided that the chair did not have authority to form an ad hoc committee. And then again, that's a matter of interpretation that can be determined by legal counsel at a later date, and not to prolong this process. But I do want it to be on record that you're incorrect by stating that the proper protocol was not followed. And I have all the documentation to show that it was followed. That's all I have to say for today.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Miller. So just to clarify, so the state board said that only the board can appoint ad hoc committees, and Robert Rules governs that board. It also says the same. So no one person, not even the chair, can just unilaterally form an ad hoc.
Excuse me, I did not unilaterally form that committee.
Dr. Miller, let's
No,
not interrupt.
I'm just going on record, Madam Chair.
Please don't interrupt. Dr. Miller, I did not
thought you had
interrupt you.
finished.
No, okay, I understand. You might have thought I was finished. I wasn't finished speaking. So I'm not finished speaking, and I just want to make sure that I'm clear, okay, that the state board and Robert's Rules of Order both say that only the board collectively can appoint ad hoc committees. And so we had to redo that because it was not done correctly the first time. And so I do appreciate your thoughts on that. However, we do have to govern by the state board, and we have to govern by Robert's Rules of Order. And so with that note, I'd like for us to now consider what time we'll be able to meet on Tuesday.
May I make a statement? My hand is still up. And can I have the privilege of speaking in conjunction, in reference to what you just stated?
Yes, you
I
can.
don't intend to delay this meeting. You all can, the committee can, I just want to make sure it goes on record that you're quoting Robert's Rules of Order and you're quoting something from the state board. And our policy clearly says by the direction of the board, the chair has authority, and the board did give the chair authority to form an ad hoc. So if that's a disagreement and you're bringing up something about the state board, I don't see it. You have not produced it. So with that being said, this, for the record and for the public, this committee that's operating now is operating because of their interpretation of how the process was followed this time. So that's all I have to say. I'm through for today.
Thank you, Dr. Miller. I appreciate that. So now we're going to move forward on to the time that we'll be able to meet on this upcoming Tuesday. And so if there is any suggestions on times, I can throw out a couple of times, and then we can Annie's can support
Right
us.
now, my schedule is open, so whatever time everybody else has available is fine if you want to do it.
Okay. Would 5 p.m. work for folks on Tuesday, the 16th?
I think 5 p.m. will be fine. As
Yeah.
long as it won't go past 6 or 6:30 p.m., right? We should be in and out, right?
Hopefully, if everyone does their homework this weekend and reads through those resumes. So
Great.
5 p.m. works for you, Ms. Queen. Dr. Miller, does 5 p.m. work for you as well? Dr. Miller?
Tuesday at 5
Your hand
p.m.
is
at the
still up?
Policy and Governance Committee meeting. Just want to bring that to your attention.
Oh, there's a policy and governance meeting at that same time on Tuesday. Yeah.
Want to do it early at 3 o'clock work for everybody?
Josh, can you do any earlier? I'm definitely available earlier.
I could do
3:30
earlier.
or 5, 3:30 or 4.
Yeah, 3:30 or 4. I think that sounds
3:30.
fine for me.
3:30 would be great so that we can have enough cushion if folks need to attend the policy meeting. Dr. Miller, does 3:30 work for you? Your hand is still up? Dr. Miller? Dr. Miller, you're still on mute. I'm not sure. Maybe you can just
It's
text Dr.
3 of
Miller.
us. It's 3:30. It's 3:30. So 3:30 by the majority
All
of
right,
us.
so
but-
we'll just go
Yeah,
ahead.
3:30.
So you go by consensus there, 3:30 on Tuesday. And if you can support us in getting that locked into the schedule. So I just want to thank everyone for being here this evening. And so the next steps are we will receive those resumes from the CEO, and we'll have time this weekend to go through them. So I just want to thank everyone for such a great meeting this afternoon. And I wanted to see if I could have a motion to adjourn.
I make a
Yeah, I
motion.
move to adjourn. Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I second that.
Okay. All right.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Okay, thank you. We are adjourned. Thank you,
All right.
everyone.
Be safe, Josh.
Thank you. You are
All right.
thank you all. You're such a great meeting facilitator. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you very much.
From your
as
car.
always, I use my
From your
teachers
car. From your car.
Yeah,
from my
from
car.
the car.
Happy
Thank
Veterans
you.
Day to everyone.
Yes.
All
That's
right.
right.
Have
That's
a
right.
great
Thank you.
evening.
Aye.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye-bye.